Thanks for joining Felicia's Madcap podcast, where making a difference can apply pressure. The mission is to tell the story behind the business owner, artist, survivor, encourage our kids, and highlight community issues. I'm your host, DJ Pressure, and I have been standing on business since December 27, 2019. Shout out to our sponsors, Donna Reeves Ingram, known as Lady D. You can follow her on Facebook, Carlos Hall, everything Carlos Hall. And never forget, it is Mika Mika. Follow her on Facebook, Mika Mika the Dog. I've done business with legends like Tisha Campbell and Drew Hill. Today, our special guest is Danny Lewis with Danny Boy Entertainment, giving you the
Soul Blues Mega Fest, Sunday, May 26th, starring Calvin Richardson.
Girl, they don't know me that this hearsay.
And King George.
Gonna back that thing on up a little weight, don't bother me.
With special guest R&B superstar Chrisette Michelle.
Just a couple of friends.
And three-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush. Sunday, May 26th, Sam Coopwood Park, 880 Highway 4 East, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Gates open at 12 noon, showtime 5 p.m. You'll also see Stacey Adams.
I beg, baby, for your love.
Justin. Billy D. Jay Lake.
I wanna party. Come on and ride with me. Casino.
And introducing, don't miss the 2024 Soul Blues Mega Fest, Sunday, May 26th, starring Calvin Richardson.
Girl, they don't know me that this hearsay.
And King George.
Gonna back that thing on up a little weight, don't bother me.
With special guest R&B superstar Chrisette Michelle.
Just a couple of friends.
And three-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush. Sunday, May 26th, Sam Coopwood Park, 880 Highway 4 East, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Gates open at 12 noon, showtime 5 p.m. You'll also see Stacey Adams.
I beg, baby, for your love.
Justin. Billy D. Jay Lake.
I wanna party. Come on and ride with me. Casino.
It is your girl, DJ Pressure. As y'all know, I am the host, the owner, the CEO of Felicia's Madcap podcast, where making a difference can apply pressure. I have some very, very special guests with me today, and we're going to talk about so many great things that's going to be going on right here in Jackson and also in Holly Springs. Right now, I got Danny Lewis.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. And also, I have Marlena Wright.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you guys for coming in and just being supportive. So we're going to talk about a little bit about where you guys are from and a little bit about how you get into the business and where you're going. So tell us a little bit about where it all started.
Long story or the short one?
Well, you know, we got an hour to talk, so you decide how much.
Mostly from gospel. I'm originally from a small town in southwest Tennessee called Grand Junction. Originally, that's where my family originated.
Grand Junction.
Yeah, Humboldt, Grand Junction, and on the Ames Plantation. And lived in Chicago quite a bit. Was born in Chicago, actually, but lived in Chicago back and forth as a small child. And then moved to Bolivar, Tennessee.
Bolivar. I've never heard of that.
You've heard of Simon Bolivar, right? If you look at history books, so the teachers tell you Simon Boulevard. But the town was named after Simon Bolivar, who I guess allegedly was explorer or something. He was one of the men for getting credit for coming and taking the Indians' property.
White or black?
He was European.
European, okay.
Yeah, Spanish or something like that. You know how they came over here and got people to guide them, and then they get credit for it. Yeah, just like Thomas Edison with electricity. Black man do all the work. He go get the patent, and now he's the father of electricity. I'm just giving y'all a little history.
It ain't nothing wrong with educating them, okay?
Yeah.
So, at what age did you start getting into entertainment?
Oh, wow. I got fascinated with it, and I can remember this. I got a funny memory at my age. I can remember stuff 40, 50 years back, and not to think about what we talked about 15 minutes ago. But my Aunt Mandy, who was my mother's older sister, my mother just turned 84. Happy 84th birthday, Mom. But she's the last survivor of 9 kids. So her 2 older sisters were a lot older than her. So, but my Aunt Mandy helped my mother raise us. So she took me to a gospel program when I was small in Chicago to see Blind Boys and some of the other groups, Salem Travelers. But I've always been fascinated with gospel quartet music. So when my mom moved back down south, she got married to my stepfather and moved us back down south. I got with the other side of my family and got in a gospel group quartet. Yeah.
You know what? I want to stop you right there because I do hear that little cracker in your voice. So I want to take a break to make sure we're hearing you good. Y'all bear with us one second.
No, that's just that raspiness.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that Mike is picking you up. Okay. So we're going to take a quick 30-second, y'all. Okay, go ahead.
Check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hello, everybody.
Okay, so we're good. Okay, so now when it comes to, we were talking about your family, your mom. Let's finish up that.
Oh, well, when I got in the gospel group, I got with my cousins. I'm a little older than them, about 5 years older than them, but Pastor Andrew Cheers and the Songbirds. My Aunt Angelina, my Aunt Tricia, my Aunt Priscilla, Aunt Betty, they were all singing. So they had their kids, and we were all going with them. So they just started us singing like at Easter or something, and we became the Songbird Juniors. Well, as we got to be teenagers or a little older, we became the musicians of the group. My cousin Rodney was the drummer and the original drummer, and he went off to, his mom got married and moved. So then I was forced to step in and be the drummer. And, as the group started traveling. So they recorded records with J&B, which is a label, independent label here out of Jackson, James Bennett, back in the 80s. TJ Records back in the late 70s, early 80s. And then on to Blackberry Records, the Williams brothers. My good friend Ferris Evans and Doug Williams then produced a record on us. Then we went from there to Atlanta International. Okay. With Dottie Peoples and all of that. So to start doing that, I left the group in 99. And
I want to know nothing about it because I was born in 87. So
I'm so you asked me, I got to go all the way back now.
Right. But we want to be educated because what you don't understand is that what people thought wasn't popping back then or wasn't really into it is the thing now.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I talked to a lot of older gentlemen. A good friend of mine, Mr. Fred Jones, who is the CEO of the Southern Heritage Classic. Used to be Jackson State, Tennessee State.
Yeah.
They're going to be Jackson State again one day. But Fred is like a mentor to me. Fred is 76 years old. And he tells me all the time that there's nothing new with entertainment. It's just the
revolving.
Yeah, so like a lot of the things that I experienced coming up, it's kind of the same. The only difference is that here we are decades later and we have what
the new generation.
No, we have access to this.
Okay, yeah.
See, can you think about this? What if the OJs or Mays or Willie Banks or the Jackson Southern Airs had a podcast or social media back then, as big as they were. Can you imagine how iconic some of these artists would be?
But also, in this time, people are more open. Back then, they weren't very vocal about things that were going on behind scenes or how to educate getting indoor. Well, we still got a problem with that, but it's just that people are more expressive now. People are willing to talk more now.
Well, also because too, we're like my age. I'm a couple of generations older than you, even though I'm sitting there with you. Like every decade is a generation.
Well, he don't look like it, y'all. These eyes, and he has got a little blue in his eyes.
I take good care of myself. So,
listen, I know you got a lot on with the eyes.
No, I got a good family. You know what I'm saying? And then they take care of me. They
good
try
genes.
to make sure I eat right. They cook for me and stuff, so I can pay all the bills.
Yeah,
they take care of me. So, but like things that I'm experiencing now, I experienced it back then. The difference is that we have the opportunity to more exposure. See, if you think about it, social media puts everybody kind of on the same platform, to whereas you could take the average person that probably would only talk to 3 people in a week, they can get on Facebook and now they have an audience. Some people say, oh, my platform. Well, you really don't have a platform, because a platform is meant to elevate. If you look at the definition, you just have an audience, and that's what social media does. It was intended to connect the world,
right? And
it's done. But on the downside to it is everybody can get on it, and so
experienced or not.
Yeah. So then when you start doing that, when people don't really have a fan base or anything positive or something to lift up, then they start doing crazy stuff. Like you have females that, if you got a nice body and you get on there naked, yeah, you're going to have 100,000 people look at you. If you're a guy and you talk crazy or you want to fight, and one of the things I hate to see on social media, I hate to see it with any race, but especially with us, with people filming black people fighting in public and mauling people, kids, and people comment on that thinking that's funny. To me, that's a sign of immaturity and ignorance in a sense. Because people will do anything to get likes.
Right. And it goes back to the question you asked earlier about the OJs, and they would have realized that it's necessary like people are now.
Yeah.
So this monetization and all that, people realizing the need for engagement, so that turns them to do crazy stuff that we would like, okay, we don't want to see that, but unfortunately there's an audience for it. Right. And so social media has become one of those, it could be good, and then it could
be bad.
Well, the way I look at it is that not all of us is on the same type of mental level. Right. So a lot of things that's being encouraged and engaged in is because that's just their level of thinking.
That's their level of thinking.
Yeah.
But because of the exposure, the original question was about things being different now.
Yeah.
The difference is now, like, when I was 13 years old, and Bob Golden, who was a man that I love, an older man around the tree, he passed away several years ago. B. Golden. When Bob put me on the radio with him on Sunday morning, just reading the announcements, when the gospel groups used to go into the studio just like this, set all their equipment up and perform live. And you had a guy who had his own radio show, and the group was kind of like the representative for that show.
Right.
Well, he put me on the radio back then in 1978 or whatever, and I got on the radio and I talked and stuff, and then people heard it, and that was a big thing to hear a kid, first of all, and then a black kid, because it wasn't very many black men on the radio in small towns, because most of the station played country music through the week, and they either played what they called the Southern Soul and the blues. Not Southern Soul back then, but I meant the soul music and the blues late at night after the wattage went down. And then on Sunday mornings, they play gospel.
Let me ask you a question.
When it started back on Monday, it was country and selling advertising,
So they took what we know as I known is coming up, and it's blues. It made it a little bit more fancy and call it Southern soul. And I wonder if that was just to kind of attract the younger.
No,
No,
totally just people being in the right place at the right time. Here's the thing: you go back to radio. I remember, and again, I'm older than y'all, listening to.
I'm about to make you tell your age.
Yeah, I'm a '60s baby.
So okay.
WDIA, Bill Hossman Allen, WLAC in Nashville. Those were the stations nationally that played black music. Because there were not a lot of these FM frequencies, you could listen to those stations all over the country at night. Like WMPR, you could hear that all the way up in North Mississippi back when they first started. So these were just the stations that played black music. But you heard Tyrone Davis, OJ's, Isley Brothers, Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding. But then you would also hear the Bee Gees and the Eagles and the Rolling Stones. They played popular music. You could hear all that music together. Well, as corporations come in and radio starts changing from being about the community and about the music, then it starts being about just selling advertising. So now it starts to change. So they start categorizing the music. Then with the evolution of hip hop, so you don't remember Curtis Blow and Melly Mel. And,
I remember.
We got,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so now you got this genre of music that's popular, and now you got to play it because the public demands it. So whether you take that, you put that here, does that sound good with B.B. King or the Eagles?
Yeah, no.
So now you got the older guys start being placed in an older genre, like Tyrone Davis and Johnny Taylor and Bobby Womack were not blues singers.
And then it's
they
also
R&B and soul singers.
Yeah, and location. I just had this research with someone. So the southern part, that's why it was mostly like Mississippi and Louisiana.
Right.
And it was just a different little style. Like you said, it not really the age, but it's just it's a different feel. But the southern part is based on the location.
Man, you couldn't tell my Aunt Booney and my Uncle Booney and my Aunt Georgette with the 8-track tape in the car on Saturday for fried fish. You could not tell them that Luther Vandross was bigger than Tyrone Davis.
Yeah.
No, that would have been an argument.
Yeah, it was. Because it's just what they were used to and what they wanted to hear, and they didn't know the difference. Like a lot of people now don't know the difference. So you asked me about Southern Soul. I've heard artists, take credit for naming it Southern Soul and stuff. Now, actually, for me, personally, TK Soul, who was a friend of mine, was the first artist that I heard actually say that publicly on stage.
Okay.
But I heard
Sir Charles.
No, I heard DJs and radio announcers give Sir Charles that title.
Okay.
But I actually heard TK saying that before I even knew who, before I heard about it. Well, before I really knew what Southern Soul was. Because Marvin Cease, who, if you Google him, it would say...
We know who Marvin Cease is.
No, but it would say R&B.
Oh, yeah.
Google it won't say Southern Soul.
They need to correct that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, it's corrected. It's cool because now you got younger artists, newer artists that's not really singing blues. It's really like let me choose the right words. It's like a version of R&B music with a lesser production.
Okay, because I was just about to say.
The last few years, you got the trail ride blues.
Yeah, and it's
so people just give it names, but it's all just good music.
Yeah,
I listened to Arthur Young. I heard a song say, "Who sang that?" They said Arthur Young. I say, "Funky 40." I like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Big Yayo.
Yeah, it's his own thing.
It's his own thing. So my thing is when you start to categorize it, and we people that are here doing this, when we start giving names and placing labels on stuff. To me, it kind of takes away from the branding of it. Just say it's good music. A good song is a good song.
Yeah.
you know, and it can be played anywhere.
Well, I think it's kind of just labeled down to trail riding because
of what goes along.
Yeah. It's what's gonna get them. Yeah. It's also the energy behind the music that kind of they know that if you play a trail ride song, you're gonna want to move. You're gonna want to get up and line dance.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't know that because where I'm from, people have horse shows. They don't have trail rides. I never heard of trail rides till I started being cool with Yale now. And then I'm looking like in Texas and Louisiana. What's a trail ride?
In y'all lingo, it's rodeo. But it's still trail ride.
Yeah, so you hear trail ride something, you want to move, right?
Yeah.
So when I hear the electric slide, I want to move. Yeah. When I hear R. Kelly Step in the Name of Love, I want to move. Right. You know, when I hear the Isley Brothers, you know,
okay, now it is.
I want to move.
Yeah.
So it's all the same. It's a feeling. Yeah. It's a vibe.
I thought you was about to give me some Michael Jackson for a minute.
No, I'm just saying. That's the Isley Brothers riff, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, to me, and I'm only speaking for me. This is my opinion. I like music. If I hear a good song, I don't care if it's a white artist, black artist. I don't care if they're from Louisiana, Chicago, or LA. It's a good song to me. So I just like, damn, that's a good song. That's a hit.
So let's talk about your titles. What are all your titles?
First of all, I'm a good son, I'm a good father. Mm-hmm. I'm a husband. I'm a grandfather. Mm-hmm. I'm an Uncle Danny. I'm a nephew.
Okay.
You know, that's first.
Right.
You know, but as far as my business, I just learned to do all the things. One of my mentors, Mr. Ricky Ricardo, who passed away, who was Charlie Wilson's production manager.
Rest in peace.
Ricky told me a long time ago when I got out of the quartet stuff, I started working with Glenn Jones, an R&B singer. And with Glenn, I just started meeting people. So I got with the Barcades and traveled with the United We Funk All-Stars, and then it went from the Masters of Funk. But Ricky was there, and Ricky said, you want to keep a job, learn to do all the stuff don't nobody else want to do.
I know that's right.
Anybody can get on stage with a suit on and look good, but band members get fired all the time because people only want to see the principals. They only come to see the people that sung and made the records.
Right.
So a lot of musicians think because they're talented or whatever, and they with this person that made a hit record, that it becomes about them.
Right.
So, but if they get fired or they leave, the person that's important to that principal is the person that's doing the other stuff that they need. They can go find a good musician, but can they replace me?
That's just how business works. A successful business is going to be a business where there's not a lot of competition, where it's service that's rarely offered, and that's where where the saying comes: do something that people are not willing to do. So that makes you a rare.
I just go and do. And to be able to do that, you have to operate in a humble spirit.
Right.
You have to really know who you are and be sure of who you are and confident in who you are to be able to see. It takes a real humble person to get another grown man's bags.
Sure do.
But if that person's paying you and they need their bags,
what's the problem?
What's the problem?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because the ultimate goal is to make money.
It's to make the money. If you come out here and you get hired and you get a job, then you take on what goes with that job. And with entertainment, there are a lot of things that go on that help make an artist successful besides the music and the show. That's mostly important to that artist. So I've been the driver, I've been the wardrobe guy, I've been the merch guy. I'm a production manager now for Calvin Richardson, so I've learned how to promote shows, you know, through my gospel days. I know I've been on the radio forever. So I just do it all. So when people say, what do you do? And if I say a little bit of everything, it sounds like an arrogant statement, but it's really not. I've just lived long enough and been around it long enough to learn to do all the things that other people don't want to do.
And with him being a jack of all trades, y'all gotta understand this is the celebrity. Okay.
No, not at all. This is in order to do that, you have to be a servant.
That's right.
So I figured out what my place in life is. Everybody's got a place and a calling. A lot of us don't take it or accept what God wants us to do because we search for what we see others have. And once I learned that my place is to be a good servant. So when you're a good servant, God will make you a boss.
Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? Who's the gatekeeper? The servant.
Well, you know what?
I'm just, you know.
You know what? I've always been that type of person to do and give, because it's not just because of what you're going to get back physically. Mm-hmm. It's what I get back emotionally, you know, just being the person to help, you know, and that has opened so many doors.
But a lot of people and artists and musicians don't look at it that way because we go into life with, nah, what about me? What do I want? Well, sometimes helping Marlena or helping you, it may not come back through you guys, but it might come through the person that she's connected to. So a lot of my relationships in this business, and I tell everybody, relationships in this industry is more important than money.
Sure is.
Because I know people with a lot of money that nobody want to, I almost said a bad word, but don't nobody want to mess with them.
But you know what?
And money can't get them what a simple relationship can.
There are some people that will take advantage of that relationship in this industry, period. Now, we can want to work on that level, operate in that spirit, but there are some people that are there to tear down that spirit just by how they're set up.
Absolutely. But that goes along with anything in life. So what you have to do again is go back to being confident and assured in who you are. Right. Because you don't know what a person does until they do it. You know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But discernment.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't have it. You have it?
Oh, yeah. If you live long enough, you'll have it.
Yeah.
The wisdom that comes from experience.
Well, I sure kind of see people in the beginning, but I've learned too in this business, I don't have to like you or even know you to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just respect what you bring to the table.
So would you make money with me?
Yeah. I'm here now, right?
Right.
You called me. I didn't know you.
Sure did.
And I didn't act nasty with you.
You sure did. You know what? And I want to take
followers. So let's go get it, Mama.
I want to take a moment to recognize that. That was such a humbling, great thing that you did. Just accepting my call and willing to come on the podcast because, like you said, you don't know me. But I've had so many people that I have reached out to. I won't say so many, but it's been a few enough to mark me. That it's like, how many followers you got? Who this? Who that? And it's like, basically, you don't want to do business with me unless you can get something out of it. But how about? Of course, we're all in it to win it, but how about just build a relationship with me and know that my heart is in this? And you didn't know that, but your open arms made me feel great. You made me feel like you was operating in the spirit of God.
Well, I am. I tell people with me, and I grew up in church. Now I want to sound this. I'm not stuck on religion or even Christianity. I try to have a good spiritual relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? So, and God shows me that, hey, do this or do that. Like I have the discernment too. Sometimes I deal with people and I know where they're coming from before they start, but I'm sure and confident who I am.
Right.
So they can't stop me from doing anything that I got to do, but they can possibly help me. See, the way that I looked at it when you reached out to me, any follower you got that I don't have, is a new follower to me. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? So I don't care if you got 300,000. You can have 30. If you got 29 that don't know me, then I'm coming before you.
Yeah.
And all it took me to do was get out there. I was coming down there anyway because we doing business.
Yeah. Yes.
We negotiating and doing what we do and promoting what we do. So now I said, hey, this lady reached out to me. Boom. Come on, let's go over there. Now here Marlena is.
Yes, very beautiful, very, just soft spoken, and I'm happy to have you here. So tell us, a little bit about yourself.
Well, see, my journey it's a little bit different from
You ain't knows me.
Well, see, I'm born and raised in Mississippi. I'm from a small town called Duck Hill. Duck Hill people in Grenada. So I was born and raised there. I moved to the Jackson area in 2004.
But actually, I wanted to say we have a homicide detective from Duck Hill. He ran for mayor last year.
Not Al. Al White is not mayor now. So.
No, this guy's not married. His name will come to me. But anyways, he's our homicide detective.
Who got killed in Duck Hill when you brought up? Once every 10 years.
All the great people come out of Duck Hill, Mississippi. Okay?
Excuse me, Mississippi.
Let me show y'all my real side. What you do in Duck Hill as a homicide detective? Get you a glass, go around, look around.
Don't come for that.
Look, we got us a country. We got us another country girl in here. Yeah.
And so I've been down here, and my journey has been more on the corporate. I've majored in business administration at the Jackson State University.
Okay.
And I've been in the marketing field for over a decade now, focusing more on digital. So my stuff has been behind the scenes, helping businesses like Amazon and GoPro and Sanmar, which is a big textile company. I'm in a lot of the medium-sized businesses, so I've always been interested in the entertainment world. I'm one of those going to be at every concert, and being, but being able to meet Danny through a mutual friend and doing the behind-the-scene work for Danny. And when we had opportunity to come up with 90.1 WMPR, and we were like, Danny, let's get us a show going here.
Yep. Shout out to my man, the legendary Jay Falkers. My radio partner, former radio partner, before he got all into Mississippi legislation. State Representative John Falkers.
Okay, shout out to John.
Shout out. And I said, yes, and that's why I'm fully understanding about social media, and digital marketing, and website, and all of that, because I've helped push businesses through that to take them from where they are to reaching their customers. So I get how that works, especially when we were talking about earlier about social media. I know the benefits of using it. And it's a lot of great benefits. People might try to throw evil or bad things in it, but it definitely can work for good.
On that note, what we're going to do is we're going to take our 30-minute break, you guys. Give you guys minutes? Yeah, it's been 30 minutes. Okay. So we're going to take our break, give you guys a little bit of time to share. Bring your friends, bring your cousins, uncles, aunties, all of them. Let them know that we got Danny Lewis, y'all, and Miss Marlena Wright up in here.
The lounge, baby. We're in the house.
Thanks for joining Felicia's Madcap Podcast, where making a difference can apply pressure. The mission is to tell the story behind the business owner, artist, survivor, encourage our kids, and highlight community issues. I'm your host, DJ Pressure, and I have been standing on business since December 27, 2019. Shout out to our sponsors, Donna Williams Ingram, known as Lady D. You can follow her on Facebook, Carlos Hall, everything Carlos Hall. And never forget, it is Mika. Follow her on Facebook, Mika the Doll. I've done business with legends like Tisha Campbell and Drew Hill. Today, our special guest is Danny Lewis with Danny Boy Entertainment, giving you the
Soul Blues Mega Fest, Sunday, May 26th, starring Calvin Richardson.
Girl, they don't know me that this year, say.
And King George.
Gonna back that thing on up a little weight, don't bother me.
With special guest R&B superstar Chrisette Michelle.
Just a couple of friends.
And three-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush. Sunday, May 26th, Sam Coopwood Park, 880 Highway 4 East, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Gates open at 12 noon, showtime 5 p.m. You'll also see Stacey Adams. Justin. Billy D. Jay Lake.
I wanna party. Come on and ride with me. Casino.
And introducing, don't miss the 2024 Soul Blues Mega Fest. Sunday, May 26th, starring Calvin Richardson.
Girl, they don't know me that this year, say.
and King George.
Tell her back that thing on up a little weight, don't bother me.
With special guest R&B superstar Chrisette Michelle.
Just a couple of prayers.
And three-time Grammy winner Bobby Rush. Sunday, May 26th, Sam Coopwood Park, 880 Highway 4 East, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Gates open at 12 noon, showtime 5 p.m. You'll also see Stacey Adams.
Beg, baby, for your love.
Justin. Billy D. Jay Lake.
I wanna party. Come on and ride with me. Casino.
I'm here the vice, not the big bad way representing DJ Pressure. Felicia's Madcap. Felicia's Madcap. DJ Pressure. DJ Pressure, everything hot. DJ Pressure, everything hot. Pressure, pressure, pressure. DJ Pressure, everything hot. New music I play non-stop when Pressure I play exclusive I drop when Pressure I play she a shell down that beat. Can get one up fire blaze non-stop. Madcap turn up, the whole place rock. Madcap turn up, the whole place hero. You know Swift representing for DJ Pressure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and we are back. I am your girl DJ Pressure, and I have Mr. Danny Lewis and Marlena Wright with us. And we were talking to Marlena and talking about all the things that she's doing and how she's interested in the entertainment business. Well, one thing about it, you have the look and you have the brains to go with it. So that will sell itself.
You look like Anne Reese. Not last year. Can you move?
I did. So between all that story, I
Can you get
did
some rebound?
I was a great. I'm gonna see y'all in the newspaper.
All right. Okay.
But no, I was a model. I did modeling. I've been in LA and did a runway show and up there. I did a few small scenes in movies, short budget, low budget movies. But I've,
But you're out there.
Yeah, I've done those things, but my main thing has been behind the scenes. So now I'm back, with Danny. We have The Lounge, our radio show, starts on April 3rd at WMPR 90.1. We'll be streaming.
Shout out to Wonder Evers.
Yes.
And Commissioner Staff.
Appreciate the invitation. Yes, we appreciate both of them.
Yeah.
And we're excited as well, just starting on this journey. I know you all familiar with,
the
radio world.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The great thing about doing what we do is meeting people. And I will never get tired of meeting new people and just learning the different backgrounds, because we all have a story. And that's the mission behind Felicia's Madcap podcast, is to tell the story behind the artist, the business owner, the survivor, highlight our kids while giving community updates and stuff like that. So I just pray that whatever it is, God, the purpose that God has set forth for each one of us, that we continue to grow and prosper in that area.
Actually, speaking of knowing people, so you told me you worked in Oklahoma.
I did.
You know Miss B?
I guess I know Miss B.
Yeah, you know Tutu?
You're going to get nicknames now. Hold on.
No, I'm saying that.
I was in Oklahoma 14 years.
Well, you know Miss B then. See?
I have to, because that's
the boss of
I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I worked alongside. I started out in radio with Bobby Eaton. And I started doing the show at Bobby's station, and then I went to the bigger station, 105.
Shout out to Miss B. Hey, Velma.
Well, the V that I know, that was at Bobby's, she's not doing the show with Bobby.
Oh, well, it ain't but one Miss B in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
she's
so
queen.
so I'm just making sure we on the same.
Miss B,
Okay,
ain't but
okay.
one Miss B in
Okay.
Oklahoma.
So what are the goals moving forward? We got the lounge. When are we going to be airing? Like, we know when to start, but what is it going to be, like a set time?
Yeah.
Tell us the days of the week, the time.
Yeah, so we're gonna have our inaugural show. The first show it'll be April 3rd on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. So we're looking to do that once a week. We're looking to ramp up, but we're gonna just start out like a pilot.
Nice and easy, like Tina Turner.
Get it going, and
hey,
we have the 3-time Grammy Award winning Mr.
Bobby
and
Rush Miss Lowe
and Miss Lowe. That's gonna be a hot show.
It sure is.
Oh,
Bobby Rush is
you talking about knowledge?
Yeah, I think Bobby Rush actually.
He's 90.
Yeah, but he's the oldest living active blues singer.
Yeah,
now. And it's matter of fact, he and Buddy Guy, I ain't supposed to be telling this, but I'm telling you, they were in Memphis recording together.
What?
Buddy Guy and Bobby Rush.
No way.
That's them. That's it.
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
Blues. That's the blues.
That's dope.
That's the real blues.
Yeah.
So Bobby Rush.
It's an honor to even be in his presence.
Oh yeah.
This man is legendary. Like, all hands down respect.
Yeah, I was listening to his reading his book, and he was just telling the stories of the stuff he's been through.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the Chitlin Circuit and his time touring and so much he's experienced.
Yeah, I wonder if he's written a book or if he.
Yeah, he's got a book called "I Ain't Studying."
Oh Lord,
my American Blues Story.
Yeah,
it goes back to his beginning in Homer, Louisiana. We gonna talk. Y'all listen to the lounge.
Okay, yeah,
yeah. Miss Lowe is gonna talk about that. Can you imagine living almost a century and performing 300 and some 400 and some records?
That is crazy.
And then you went and he's done something. With all due respect to everybody that's doing again. And I'm going to go back to this. I don't dislike or discredit the word Southern Soul because it gives people an identity, people that have an opportunity. The thing that I like about this genre is you take an average, everyday person that's probably working 9 to 5, that's got a little talent, that can't get a record deal,
Yeah.
And they go and record a song in a friend's house or their makeshift studio, put it out on social media, and then God allows them to have an opportunity to make a good living doing something they love to do that they never thought
was possible.
And they don't really need a label deal to do it.
Sure don't.
But I heard Arthur Young 2 years ago, like December or something, everybody's talking about this song Funky 40. And I called Castro Coleman, Mississippi, who I've known for years, through gospel. And he's like, yeah, dude from down this way. He used to sing quartet or whatever. But I reached out to him and talked to him over the phone. I didn't know him. I just got the number through Castro some kind of way. And he told me he was a truck driver. But now he's making 3 times the money. And he's doing something he loves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate them the way because they're not dependent. And they're showing people I can still be successful. I can still tour. I can take care of my family. And some of them greatly, without a label. It's being independent.
But they do have a label. The only thing that a label does is give you support.
Right.
So if you're able to get a team and somebody that can
stand behind you
and help you further and do more than what's being done.
Well, let's talk about it. A lot of artists don't know how to promote themselves, and so that's where a team becomes important.
Well, but now here's the thing. That's the downside to not having a label or knowledgeable people with you, because when you get to the point where you're comfortable with doing it the way you're doing it, and all you got around you is your boys and the guy who will drive because you can give him $100 and he just want to be on stage with the towel in the water. You know what I'm saying? Well, what about building the brand 5 or 10 years from now? See what I'm saying? So when you go and get to a label, you get structure. And that's the downs that for me. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't have to be right. For me, that's the downside to this genre of music, because you have so many people that are recording records and they get a following in a certain region and they start to think that they have arrived. And what you've done is you're just doing it right now. But what you have to do in business, any business, whether you're a musician or anything, you learn the business. And as you learn the business model is for the business to grow.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're only going to stay doing what you done last year, and the only thing you can do is put out another song and charge a promoter money that you ain't worth,
right?
You know, you're not building your brand. Because see, for me on the promoter side, not the artist, because it's for me it's kind of 6 and 1 half done than the other. Because I work with Calvin Ritz. So I have to be concerned with, as his employee about his brand.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
So I have to deal with that in a totally different way from me having a show. Even if he's on my show, I still got to treat him like he's the artist that he is. Not because we've known each other forever and we're like brothers.
Right.
You know, more so than employee. But I separate that and I treat him like he's an artist. I treat George. I don't take advantage of the friendship when it comes to their brand.
At the end of the day, it's business. And that's what get a lot of people twisted up, is that they mix the personal with the business, and then there becomes issues because they think as friends you're supposed to do favors.
Well, go back to what started this conversation. The lack of the business of the music industry. When you learn the business model of this industry, it don't matter if you sing country, rap, southern soul, blues, R&B, pop, whatever. The business don't change. The business model don't change. What changes it is the brand. How big the brand is. You can't expect for Beyonce to do what she did when she was in Destiny's Child.
Right.
Because the brand is much bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't expect for me. I have a great relationship with Anthony Hamilton. You can't expect for Anthony Hamilton, because he sings similar music.
I used to want to marry him.
He did. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, well, he probably can hear this. He can hear this. He can hear this. But I'm just saying, you know, the brand is different.
Yeah.
So when I work with Calvin, and again, with all due respect to anybody, when I work with Calvin, King George, or Bobby Rush, or Sir Charles, or Willie Clayton, or any of these guys, TK Soul, I have to understand that the brand is much different than somebody who's got a hot song just in South Mississippi.
Right.
So, but some of these guys will tell you, if you call them and say, hey, for me, it's like, I don't really call them. I'll just, because I don't deal with a lot of the evidence. You know, I be nice to people.
It is a lot of that.
Yeah, so I might say, hey, who sings this song? You know, I reach out, hey, man, I like your song. Playing the song, or they playing the song up here. Da 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 da. I've had people, and I'm not gonna call no names. If I do a flyer, and this flash, if I have like my man that just called me, Stacey Adams, so we're close friends,
right?
But he understands. Stacey has booked a lot of artists in Southern Soul, and paid them. But he'll have his pictures smaller than some of the guys that he have on the show, because for him the business is, let me put some asses in the seat. Let me sell tickets. Yeah. My brand, even though I'm promoting the show, is not as big as a Calvin's or King George or T. You know, he understands that. But how many? I've had guys that asked me to be on the show. I put them on the show. I ain't even paying them for promotion. And I look on their page. I send them the flyer. Look on their page. They done made their own damn flyer. Come see me with Calvin Richard and King George and somebody. On such, I'm like, yo, dude, when I promote my stuff, the promotion got to stay the same.
That's right.
Brand yourself, but the branding is the fact that you're on this show.
Right.
Nobody's going to look at you any differently because you make a flyer with your picture bigger than somebody that they paying to see.
Like you said, arrogance, but it's selfish. And it shows.
But a lot of it is a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
Because to them, that's their page. I'm marketing myself.
Yeah.
And I'm branding myself But the whole brand is the fact that you're on a show with these guys.
Right.
And people that come that's going to pay the money to see them, going to get an opportunity to see you too.
Yeah.
So if you get on the show and you do a good job, then a person's going to say, hey, that was the guy that opened up that night. So, but, if you get up there and you got your picture this large, and then you get up there and you got 5 or 10 minutes, nigga, who is this guy on this flight?
So people could come and see whoever the headliner is.
The headliner, yeah.
But they see you,
Hey, listen,
and
I've heard stories, again, I talk about Fred Jones. Fred said when he took the Isley Brothers, the Isley Brothers, Kelly Isley and Ron, on tour for 2 years, 1978 to 1980. And Teddy Pendergrass called after he left Harold Melvin. He just called Kelly's house. Hey, Kelly, Teddy P. Hey, I'm doing my own thing now, man. I want to know, can I go out and open up some dates for you? Kelly goes, hey, guy, Teddy Pendergrass on the phone. Hey, Fred, Ron, Ernie, and like, hey, guy, Teddy Pendergrass. Y'all want him to open up? Yeah, whatever you want to do for you. Hey, let's do it.
Of course.
Well, 2 months down the road, turn off the lights. All these songs close the door. All this stuff, these songs hit big. Teddy called him and say, hey guys, I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm about to go out and do my own tour. So you see, I've heard stories where I've heard Prince say that he was opening up for Rick James. I heard Charlie Wilson say he took New Edition out on tour. Yeah. Now, Charlie Wilson last year did the Culture Tour. Yeah. He was co-headlining with New Edition. So it's not about what we do. The music has to stay in the ear and the mind of the people. We can't make people accept us for no more than what we are. So once you learn that and understand it and be okay with your place, you'll be cool.
And back with the Southern Soul artists, being in that level, those who getting started off, it's growth. Just like you just giving those examples with the artists who maybe started someplace and then ended up wherever, it's growth. And that's the same thing with branding and marketing. There are a couple, I think, Southern Soul Music Foundation, Southern Soul Media Group that help them, aside from the labels, that will guide those who all they know is singing. They don't know how to brand themselves. They don't know social media. They don't know digital marketing. So there are organizations out there who will assist them, but you have to do it the right way, because if not, you just I call it diarrhea.
First of all, you gotta be open-minded to accept what you don't know.
Right.
Mr. John Ray says the things that we don't know and the things that we don't know that we don't know. There are a lot of things that we don't know that we don't know. We got an opinion about every damn thing. You ever heard guys argue about a football game?
Yeah, all the time.
I saw a guy tear his TV up, a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh, no.
Not this year, but the year before, when Dallas lost a close game. Threw something in his TV because he's sitting there arguing with his friend. I'm sitting there telling Dak what to do with him. He played football.
And Dak can't hear you.
Yeah. But my point is, everybody can tell Jerry Jones, a billionaire, what he needs to do about his team. Everybody can tell Russell. I have seen a guy, LeBron, go out and get 20 and 32 and stuff at his age. And somebody hit him in the head. He grabbed the back of his head. Dude, man, just go and retire, man. Like, you don't know how hard he was hit in the head.
Right.
But for us, and especially us, our people, we have an opinion about everything. And our opinion is just what we think. It's not facts. Right. So until you learn the business, and I tell everybody that's singing this, and some gonna listen to some, not some probably sing this and we think you know everything, all that nonsense. Learn the business of the music industry. It ain't about how good you are. It's about what you can sell to the people. Right. We don't decide what people like and don't like. I know some great singers. We sit in the studio, we do a song. Oh man, it's a hit. Boy, when I put this out, oh man, it's on. Yeah. But the people don't like it. And then we hear a song like Bobby McFarlane. Don't worry. Be happy. One of the biggest selling songs in music history.
There's a big meaning behind
it. But who would buy a ticket to go see Bobby McFarlane? Bingo.
Yeah.
It's my point.
And that goes what you just said, is know what you don't know and be open to, correct the change. Because if not, then you will always just make a song that you think is great.
Yeah, right.
And it stays there.
Yeah.
Nobody else
and another thing that we're talking about Southern Soul, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
We're talking about Southern Soul.
We're talking about Southern Soul.
Another thing that I see a lot of people fail to do is let people produce them. Everybody wants to write the music, do the track, want their guys to do the track, write the sing the song, because in their mind, let me keep everything. But people in business, you're never going to have 100% anything if it's successful. Allow somebody else to make some money, because I'm hearing a lot of guys that can sing well, and ladies too, in Southern Soul. They just go in the studio and record. They're not being produced.
Right.
And you can tell the difference in an album that's being produced versus just a good track and a good vocal ability.
So how can you tell?
How can I tell?
Yeah.
Because I played enough songs on the radio, enough hit records to understand placement, understand hooks.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? It's not about the musical content. Some of your most simple songs are just 4 or 5 chords and about a good hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when songs used to be 4 or 5 minutes long. Now they 2 minutes.
They don't have to anymore. It's the beat, it's maybe whatever the word, but it's
yeah.
I just gotta get people going enough. Maybe get a TikTok baby or get it viral or whatever the sound.
But another thing that I have an issue with when it comes to the people that makes the tracks is that they're giving out similar tracks, so it sounds like the same thing you heard.
Well, because it's not original. Because now again, what we're talking about, access to social media. People buy tracks.
Yeah.
People buy tracks and they take them to somebody that can play to change the track a little.
Yeah.
And then they write to them.
They go with what's working.
You don't have people that have the writing team. Shout out to K-John.
Shout out.
My little brother, man, one of the greatest producers, original. Ferris Evans Jr. An original. You know what I'm saying? You got people that and you can tell it. You follow what I'm saying?
What you're saying.
So check this out. With the emergence of King George. Okay? Simple. A hook. Gospel bass line and hook.
And he is.
Ain't gonna bother me.
Yeah. But that's what they doing now. Like, yeah.
But the difference is now everybody thinks, oh, let me copy that. That's what's working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's working. It is what it works for George.
For him, yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah. And he has that rhythm.
But if you look at all the guys that are really, 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 well, again, we're talking about Southern Soul, right?
Right.
Look at all the guys that are really, really successful and over the years, longevity. Everybody has their own style.
They sure do.
You hear Calvin Richardson,
you can't. Yeah, you can't compare him to Sir Charles.
When you hear Bobby Rush record, you know it's Bobby.
Yeah.
When you hear Willie Clay, you know it's a Willie Clay record. When you hear TK, you know it's TK. When you hear Charles,
they have their own sound.
You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta wonder. And it's the same way when I was coming up with the Gospel Quartet. Jackson and Williams brothers are brothers, biological brothers. Voices and vocals are similar. But when you heard a Jackson Nash record, it was a Southern Edge. When you heard the Williams brothers, it was the Williams brothers. When you heard Willie Banks, it was Willie Banks. You knew it. When you heard Willie Neal Johnson, you knew it was Willie Neal Johnson. When you heard the Canton Spirituals,
I knew.
You knew it was Canton Spirituals. So that's the difference, and that's what we have gotten away from with gospel quartets now, and with the Southern Soul. To me, there's always a positive, and there's always a negative.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? But you hear Keith Sweat, you either gotta like him or you don't, because that's Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
When you hear New Edition, you either gotta like him or you don't. Now check this out. Johnny Gill don't sound the same when he does Johnny Gill than he does with New Edition. DVD don't sound the same with Bell Biv DeVoe than they do, same guys, when they do New Edition, because they understand writing and production.
Mm.
You follow?
Yeah, I get you.
When you hear a Tank record, like it or not, you know it's Tank.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, saying to my Anthony Hammond, I was listening as you name it. People, I'm like,
Yeah,
I hear Anthony.
you know Anthony.
Yeah.
You know, and but all the cats from North Carolina got a similar tone to their voice. Anthony, Casey and JoJo, even Fantasia, even Sunshine Dance, even Calvin, Justin, Calvin's nephew. All of them got the same similar tone. But you know the records are different when you hear them.
But you know, nowadays they also taking a lot of the older music tracks and they're mixing it with the
Well, they sampling and doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But then that's cool. People have always kind of done that.
Yeah.
You know, Listen to Change Gonna Come has been sampled probably more than any song, black song that you would know, Dock of the Bay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you listen to, I'm going to go to the funk stuff. You listen to Jeffrey Osborne, what's the up-tempo Jeffrey Osborne song? Back in Love Again, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen to Maze.
I never even compared the two.
I know, but the reason that you don't is because it's similar, but it's yet different.
Yeah.
Because Frankie has Frankie. Jeffrey has Jeffrey.
Okay.
So, guys, Southern Soul guy, I'm just only trying to show you how to have longevity and not be worried. The money's gonna come if you learn it and keep it going. Like, don't be so fascinated with getting all the money you can right now, because it ain't about how much money you can make; it's how much can you keep.
Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's talk about the Soul Blues Mega Fest.
The big show.
Yeah. So we've been waiting on this information. I got some people that I even like I'm gonna be honest with you. I do lift on the side. So as I'm doing lift, I'm like,
Lift what?
No, the drive. Yeah.
Lifting weight.
No. I used to do that. I used to do that too. Now I used to train for 2 years before I came back to Mississippi. Because they put the meat back on my bone.
Yes.
Being in Mississippi, you cannot say.
Yeah.
But as I'm driving, I'm telling people, I'm like, look, I got Danny Lewis coming. We talking about this Soul Blue Mega Fest, and everybody like, what fest? And I'm like, you gotta tune in. So tell us, what was the mission behind this whole event when you first put it together?
Oh, that was years ago. This is like 12th year. Actually, it's just as simple. A guy who, this lady named Diane, who I met when I was working with Willie Clay, her son-in-law at the time, Terry, he wanted to do a show, a blues show. And Diane said, hey, I know this guy, Lil D. You not know Lil D. A lot of my friends call me Lil D. Danny was mine.
Okay.
Call him, because he connected to all the artists. They basically came to the radio station that I was at. He brought another guy named Fat Man. And they were like, hey, man, we got some money. We want to do this show, but we don't know how to get the artists. Okay. And Diane said, you can get them.
Sure.
So I said, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Y'all gonna work, we'll do it just like this. I'll get the artists, I'll call the artists, they'll work with me. Okay. Y'all take care of everything. And then y'all just pay me. I'll promote the show, get the people out there. We did that. Didn't quite turn out being this like we wanted it to be. Because my thing is, if I got the relationship, here's another thing I'm saying. If I got the relationship and you want me to help you do a show, then you can't expect for me to just give you my
relationship. Of course
and
not.
then just pay me what you think I ought to have.
Yeah.
Follow what I'm saying? Because the relationship is more value than that.
Yeah.
That's the thing with artists is, with tours and stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, we got shows, when I say we, with Calvin, that people are doing, the promoters in cities are doing, that don't really even know the music. They just know that their people want to see Calvin Richardson. So they put up the money and do the show. Live Nation, who knows who Live Nation is? Who knows?
Well, I've heard Live Nation.
No. Who actually knows who anybody is with Live Nation, other than the people that work in the industry? Do you know a person?
I don't know a person.
Live Nation do 2,000 shows a year. You've heard of AG?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows who AG is? Who knows?
Just the brand, the name.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know who Jeff Sharp is. I met him, but he has a whole company. So it don't matter who's doing the show. It's the value of the relationship, because the artists don't care where the money comes from.
Mm-hmm.
They care about their brand. So that's another thing that the Southern Soul people, another thing that depreciates the value of it. And I know I'm not talking too much, because we're talking about helping, and this is my opinion, right?
Right.
Anytime anybody can do something, and everybody can do it, what's different about it? There's a reason that there's 400, 500 some players in the NBA. There's a reason that there's only a select few of elites. LeBron, Steph, KD, Luka, Jokic. That's who they build the league around. Because those are the guys that put asses in the seat. Now, everybody in the league is good. I don't care if you're sitting on the bench. If you make the NBA, you can ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, how many Giannis is it? How many Dame Lillard is it? I'm just saying. So what we got to get away from with Southern Soul is thinking that, have y'all noticed that everybody that during COVID, everybody started being a DJ?
I knew the DJs became more popular, but I didn't.
No. I'm just saying, think about it though. Finesse, all these guys that were actual DJs that's been doing it a long time. During COVID, you had guys coming up out of nowhere because they could sit on Facebook, get some turntables, get this music, and play the music.
Yeah, Facebook was the TV.
Well, I was going to say, because I just seen the ones who were DJs, and they didn't have events or shows to go to, so
they started Facebook. Yeah.
But now, here's the thing.
About the ones that popped
when you
up.
start seeing the guys that do it good, like DJ Nice and Finesse, I'm just saying Finesse because he's from here. He's a cool guy, you know. So anyway, but when you start seeing these guys and you like they doing it, I can do that. All I gotta do is go order me some stuff from what's the company, Sweetwater. Put it up. So now you got these. Now they artists. They got records out.
Oh wow!
I'm a Southern Soul singer.
That's a transition.
It's a big one.
You got guys that were managers.
There's now artists.
Yeah, they're artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that for me, and I don't have to be right, people, because I ain't trying to offend nobody. You asked me here to give.
Of course, yeah. I want you to get.
I'm just saying the downside to it is the depreciation of the value comes when everybody can do it. So if you can walk up to a guy with your income tax check and see him at the gas station, man, I want to book you. I want to have a show. I got a field out here, and give me my deposit. Now you a promoter. But then when you don't go and advertise, you think you can put it on your Facebook page and sell a bunch of tickets, and then when you lose a couple of times, now somebody hating on you. I'm just saying.
No, I'm gonna say the guilty gonna speak, and that's me. So I went myself. I don't know anything about being an artist, but I created a Southern Soul song just because I was given a track. I wrote to it, and I went and got it done in the studio.
Was it good?
Well, you know, I'm gonna let you hear that.
Obviously, it wasn't too good because you put second.
I just did it. I just recently done it. Yeah, it's been a month.
That goes to the conversation we had.
Yeah.
If you're open and say, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I've heard that since me being on the radio, and they're like, you need to get some practice. I'm like, that's fine. Everybody had to start. Right?
No, but
everybody had to start.
But the thing about radio is always been for me is my voice is my voice.
Yeah.
I ain't never tried to come. Oh yeah, just start. Because Tom Joanna told me, Tom was like, things have changed. The transition has changed. The thing about radio now is just being a personality. Yeah. That's why corporations are go get a popular guy like Steve Harvey or D.L. Hewlett or Keith Sweat and say, hey, we just put them on the radio. We don't need the local guy. We don't have to pay him $100,000 a year. You go get the national guys that everybody know.
And they
on there just being themselves.
Yeah.
Who in the hell in the country is Steve Harvey?
Yeah. Go back
but
to what
it works.
you were saying about creating, you have to. So, but as long as you open to that growth and what's needed, you know.
Yeah.
Like I say, never let anybody deter you from doing stuff that if it's for you to do, and if you open to that growth, do it.
Yeah.
But don't ever let anyone stop you from doing anything, because you're gonna have so many people that tell you what you can't do.
Do
right?
it, but
but they're not doing it.
But be realistic with who you really are, is what I say, and if it's really working. Because if it's not working, you can't force it on people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't get mad when people don't accept what's not working.
And that's that open for growth. Again, I'm one of those where if it's not working, then if that's something you're passionate about,
right,
then tell you, okay, I'm open to. I need to reach out to them. I need to lean on them.
Yeah.
Because he's been in this industry for a very long time.
I play drums.
It's one of those being open.
You play drums.
I play drums. I played on records, but I'm not good enough for me to want to be a drummer to make a living. My son, he's dope.
But do you think as a drummer you would make if you was?
No.
I was about to say.
I'm being realistic. I played on the records in the gospel quartet because that's what I could play, and that's what I was put into doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I come and I see, I'm gonna give you a guy that's phenomenal, and they're from here. When I come, and he was a young boy then. When I come and I see D. Carey.
Mm.
No, D. Carey from Jack David Curry's son.
Yeah.
I see him play. He playing quartet music. I'm like, damn, how you doing that on this song?
He's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Then I see his little sister, the artist. Oh, no, I don't need to be trying to do this.
That's not your lane.
So let me go do what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I've learned to do is you'll never see me do anything that I'm not good at.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's being open to.
Because you know your lane.
And I know my limitations.
Yeah.
I know my strengths and I know my limitations. And I'm never going to try to force myself doing something that I'm not good at just because I can do it.
Right.
Why you run for office? Because I can. Yeah, you can go pay the $35 and go down there and file and put your name on the sheet or the docket to run for office. But are you qualified for that position?
You said a lot. You said a lot.
Shouldn't be in office. So that's not.
Listen, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's a different topic, but it's really the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's all because of who they know. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You know, I get it, and I know there are some things that I'm not gonna ever try to be a singer. I'm just not. I can sing in the shower, but I'm not gonna try to be. So you definitely know where you're not. But if it's something you know, okay, let me try. Let me.
But auto-tunes will make you sing.
Auto-tune will make you sing. Auto-tune helps you record a record.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So what you gonna do when you get your ass on stage?
Man, we gonna lip sync.
But that's one of those lines of knowing where you are and following that. And if it's something, I say go for it. If again, that process is gonna tell you whether you got it or whether it's not for me. And that's being open to whether that's accepting it. Either way, I say definitely.
So talking about the Soul Blues Mega Fest. Okay, tell us the day and the time again.
Sunday, May 26th, which we started talking about the beginning of it. We did a show, and then, a couple of them that I moved to Holly Springs. And I did it, and that was the better place for me. But I've done it in different places, Oakland, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee. It always works good. So Sunday, May 26th is always Sunday before Memorial Day. And I got the idea from Mr. Joe Douglas, rest in peace, who was the manager of Maze with Frankie Beverly, who passed away in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
But Joe always did, this is like the 20th year. He was doing a show in Huntsville. This is like the 22nd year this year. He would always do a big show, but it would be 2 days. So
now that's in Alabama, right?
It's in Huntsville.
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to make friends with him and Maze, of course, my good friend, longtime friend Jubu. Matter of fact, there was Theo that called me while we were on break. Jubu was playing with Maze then. So I got an opportunity to work with them some. And me and Joe became friends, and he started doing a show in Memphis, and he would always say, he would say, hey, I'm going to do this, but I need you to help me. You work on this. So we got cool. And he told me one day, he said, hey, man, listen, if you want to do this show, again, because those guys came to me, they didn't have an idea of when they wanted to do it or nothing. I gave them the idea, regardless of what you hear, they just had the money. And he said, you want to do a show, why don't you do this? Because I got Charles, he was manager of Sir Charles at that time. I got Charles, I got Calvin Richardson, I got this one, I got that one. They all gonna be in Huntsville. Well, I was working with Calvin. And he said, I'm like, man, why ain't thinking that? He said, do it on Sunday. I'm like, Sunday? Man, those Sunday shows, ain't nobody gonna come out on Sunday.
They gonna come out.
No, but he said, yeah, I can't talk like he used to talk to me. Little P-head, you know, the way he talk. That's the holiday. Ain't nobody got to go to work Monday. I'm like, wow. He said, if you do that show on Sunday, I guarantee you. And he said, you can get all the guys because you deal with them, got a relationship with them. I got them over here. They making money. Just talk to them, get them to come do this. Willie Clayton, Charles, all of them. Matter of fact, so Charles did like 4 shows that weekend. So he's like, yeah, I'll come do it for you, man, but I got to say first because I will be in Tuscaloosa. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how the idea came together. So people now, they still do, another promoter does that show on the same day in the original spot where it started. And people say, well, why y'all doing them on the same day? For one, because I want to. 2 is, for me, it's business. We're going to be in Huntsville. The day before. So it just makes routing sense.
It makes sense
for the artists to come away here and do that. And now they got a full weekend. Yeah. Instead of going 10 hours or 8 hours somewhere else to do a show the next day. So it's convenience. And it's about the business and the relationship that I have. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying people can do shows, but this is the big show. It is. Because I have the ability to infuse this music and R&B together. So people are getting the best of both worlds. You got Bobby Rush, the original blues, the Godfather, Grammy winner. You got Calvin Richardson, which is really an R&B soul singer, and here too. Yeah. And you got the hottest guy on the circuit, King George. Plus, you got Chrisette Michelle. Who would see Chrisette Michelle? I love her. Who would see Chrisette Michelle in Holly Springs, Mississippi? No, I would have never imagined. Right. Yeah. So, it's a different show. And I'm saying that because in order to be successful, you have to have your own thing. Yeah. And your thing has to be different. Think about Prince. So you always hear comparison. Who's better, Prince or Michael Jackson? Well, who do you like? But here's the thing: they both were different. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you say, "Hey, who's bigger, Beyonce or Taylor Swift?" Can you really say? But they both. I'm gonna have to go. Different. No, I'm just saying. You can say who you like the best. Yeah. But as an artist, who's bigger? Yeah. Who can say? In your own lane. Who can say who's the biggest? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Beyonce jump up and say overnight, I'm gonna record me a country record. Right. Yeah. Who out about it? Now she's a country star. So she's an artist. Jill Scott say, don't call me no neo soul, no. I'm an artist. Yeah. I sing what I want to sing. I'm bad. Yeah. I can do what I want to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you think about Teddy Riley, who I met and cool with. Teddy Riley has wrote and produced some of the biggest records. Yeah. Think about Babyface. He ain't just write for Bobby Brown or Boys. He's written for everybody. Yeah. Eric Clapton, everybody. Because he's an artist. Yeah. Very close to Tony Braxton. Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, we apologize for the technical difficulty, but we are back.
We are back in 5, 4, 3.
No,
That's the old school. That's the old school TV.
Listen, the internet went out, but we are back. We love y'all. We thank y'all so much for just tapping in and being patient with us. But we're gonna finish up where you were telling us. Yes.
Yeah, so it's a fusion of all these different genres of music, really.
And
it's all urban. For some of you country folks, that means black folks music.
Right.
But everything that everybody like. You know what I'm saying? Except for the gospel. Now, I might even put a gospel before it's over. But I'm just saying, so you got the best of all worlds.
But you know what? Believe it or not, that's why I love West Love, because she tells people, if I can't bring God, I'm not coming. We need a little, the time that we're living in, we need a little bit of God in every. And I know you try to stay away from being religious.
No, I don't. Let me correct that when I said that. What I mean by that is, I don't get caught up into denominations and brick and mortar. All people. But if I don't like some of the things you do, I learn to remove myself from the equation. So I don't want nobody to think that I don't want to see some people, black people get it.
But I didn't think that.
No, not you. I'm saying somebody listening. So I'm just that when you say religion, that you're not about God. No, what I'm saying is that stuff doesn't stop me. What I believe in and what my faith is in God does not stop me from dealing with people that may not have the same actual belief, because a lot of us are not just necessarily don't believe in a supreme being. We just don't believe in the ideology and the way it's delivered. Okay. Because it's delivered in different ways. When you go to different sanctuaries and different leaders, people, it's just like to me being in your household. I discipline my kids a certain way. You know, I don't necessarily have to beat the hell out of them. Well, they grown now. You know, I'm not going to grab. Y'all see me with my grandson. I discipline him a different way. I teach him and I train him. Well, the men in my generation, in my era, it wasn't a thing for black men to come up. And, you know, I couldn't run up and hug my granddaddy and kiss him. That was a sign of weakness. Or being, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? My stepfather, he didn't say to us, I love y'all, but he showed it in the hard work and the providing for us. But see, with me, hey, everybody, I love you. Here. You know what I'm saying? My son, hi, Dad, I love you. So I tell my brother and I, we say, all right, man, be safe. All right, man, love you, man. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't brought up like that. We had to grow. We had to grow to be men and understand who we are. But also realize that we came up in a different generation where black men were taught to be hard because they had hard situations that they had to deal with. I don't go through what my granddaddy and my stepdaddy and my father. I don't go through what they went through. I don't even know if I can stand that. With looking back on that, and I hear people say, "Oh, I wouldn't take that. Man, they would have to kill me." No, they wouldn't. If you were forced to be in a situation where people were dominant and had control over everything that you've done, imagine being able to go get some food and you can't even pay for it if the man don't like it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would be definitely a Harriet Tubman. I'm telling you.
Well, you probably would, and so would a lot of us. But you also saw what Harriet Tubman had to go through.
Oh, course. Yeah.
So now, when you say that, it's not just about what she didn't want to do, but she prepared herself to go through the things necessary for her to be who she was, and even with her being who she was leading people and saving their lives, and she still got rebellion from some of those that followed her.
Right.
See, so when you look at things, you have to look at the whole scheme of things. I watch a lot of history and slave movies. Me too. So I've seen people come back and get caught. Because the person that they was trying to help
snitched on,
got scared and told the master. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff actually happened. Now bring it back to today. You ask somebody, some of these people looking at you, some people might ask me. they ain't gonna ask me because they ain't bold enough to. They don't have nuts to come say certain things to me. I don't allow people to say certain things. Why are you doing a podcast with her? You helping build her. Or they might ask you, somebody that think they know me, or somebody that has had a bad business deal with me. Why are you effing with him? We don't live with him. See, but
we all got haters.
Oh, yeah,
no, but what I'm saying is, I'm just showing you how
it works.
Not the understanding of the business. So I don't really know you, even though I met you and you've been very nice to me. You met me,
and gonna continue to be good things.
Right. So, but the thing for me is not knowing your personal business or knowing anything about you. It's about knowing you enough for us to work together and do what we got to do. What do you have to offer me? What do I have to offer you?
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've known Marlena for a little over a year, known of her, but I don't really know her personally. She don't really know mine.
Right.
So all we're concerned about is what we have to offer each other here.
And that's what it should be.
Business.
Yeah.
And again, we go back to the Southern Soul. We talk about Southern Soul, right? Learn the business of the music industry. And in the business, you don't pick and choose what helps you and what don't help you unless you already there. Right. So my motto is, and I worked with this Jewish guy doing wrestling. God rest my friend Corey Macklin, who brought me into it. He told me once, he said, "Daddy boy, I'm going to say something to you that I wouldn't say to another black man. Because black men do business too personal." I said, "What you mean? Explain." He said, "You do business with their feelings on the sleeve."
Sure do.
So you don't have to like a man. You don't really even have to know him to make money with him. All you got to do is respect what he brings to the table. And if you love a person and they don't really have anything to bring to the table to offer you, you just dealing with them out of love and like, because you don't have no business with them.
Right.
So what I learned to do is, he said to me, once you develop that model and understand your worth and your value. So what I do is learn to deal with people based on their value. And you respect them accordingly. Now, does that mean you have to brown nose or let somebody treat you or talk to you in kind of way? No, you don't have to do that. But that mutual respect comes from the value that you guys have together. You follow me? I'm able to work with a guy that just might have told somebody, "I don't F with him." You know what I'm saying? I can work with a guy that I say, "I don't really care for his attitude, but let's get this done." Because the ultimate goal for me is not to be personal friends with him, but to be business associates where we can get this job done. So, because a lot of times we'll back out of stuff and not deal with people that's good for us because of what somebody we close to said about them. And then down the road, you may not even be friends with that person that you used to be close with. And this is the guy standing right here that can help you. Then you can't go back to him because we got too much pride and too much ego to say, "You know what, man, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that." Right. Because most of the time, a conversation can solve a lot of issues.
Communication.
And a lot of reason these guys in the street, they're so quick to kill and take each other's life. And regardless of what you say, you might say, "Oh, the white people do it too. They just cover it up." That's not true. They can't cover up that stuff with all the social media stuff now. We are quick to do it, and we hear it every night because we're egotistical driven.
Sure is.
We're prideful.
I agree with that. We can have
a beef on social media about somebody's shoes and a car, or somebody, "Come see me." And next thing you know, 2 or 3 people dead. And then the person that done the shooting locked up for life. So that's destroying families and destroying lives.
I think that goes back to what you said, to a level of maturity, because mature adults should know how to work out stuff. Know how to
but you got.
So when you haven't reached that level of maturity, and you think everything we do, if I don't agree with you, now we're fighting.
Right.
That's children go at it like that, and we try to teach them different.
Well, yeah, but the maturity comes from you, within you. Money don't make that.
Well, let's talk about this. When it comes to the Soul Blue Megafest and dealing with those type of communication issues that we have in our community and trying to bring them together, what are some things you're afraid of happening, or have you experienced happening that you guys are taking precautions on?
I'm not afraid of anything happening. What I do is learn the business of it. So when I know that whenever you get a large group of people together, whether they black, white, Chinese, Mexican, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You need security.
Right.
Whenever you get a large group of people together, whether it's a ball game, a church event, or whatever, you need security. So I take the proper precautions I've learned in business, and I do the things that are necessary to make. I know that some of these artists are big enough now to where they're not going to walk around. They can't
walk around.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just imagine this. And I know some people might say, and I get this all the time with my man, with Cal, or even with George, or with, oh, he on some old star street. He think he better than that. No, think about if Calvin Richardson was in a store shopping and he stayed there long enough, somebody in there would know him. Somebody in there would say, and if a crowd of people come and everybody would be in there want to take
It'll
pictures.
Be 2 minutes.
That's the problem. Everybody feel like I gotta take.
Yeah, but him being who he is, he's such a humble person, and he's such a caring person with the people, his fans and stuff. He'll stand there and do that, but does he really have time to do that?
I watched him do that when I was at the event with Tank and all that. I was there. Yeah, I was on stage too.
Oh,
yeah, I was on stage.
They stopped chicken wings, so I was like,
I was standing on stage. I had all black, and I was actually down when he was taking the pictures with everybody, and so I did watch how he was willing to take pictures, and he was passing out flowers.
Yeah, but see, that's in his work element. But imagine if he just stopped. Just said he stopped to pee.
Yeah,
stopped to get a sandwich.
He gave
people. You can't. There are certain places that these guys go. George, can you imagine King George just walking around Jackson like he used to do 5 years ago?
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Yeah,
you can't just be there for everybody.
Right. So the thing is, and so you have to change the way that you move. Like, you couldn't see Jay-Z in Jackson.
Right.
Jay-Z came to Jackson, Mississippi, and just a regular guy. The whole town. I'll give you a prime example. Y'all experience it. Prime time. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Yeah, I know. It's one post on social media, everybody comment.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
So now, when he's gone, that fanfare, that excitement goes.
Yeah.
Because they got good and bad. He could get the good.
Well, but here's the thing. Jackson is a small community as it relates to black people. So now, when I go to L.A., I walk past stars all the time.
Yeah.
Because people are used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You go to Atlanta, I see Keith.
Yeah.
I met Keith Sweat. I like close friends.
Yeah.
But imagine if Keith Sweat would walk around the mall in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, man.
And like, girl, Keith Sweat up here.
He'll be hostage.
So, but I'm just saying, you have to understand that's part of the business, and that's business. That's business, you know. Like Michael Jordan can't just go out and eat.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. For this event, what's the number of security guys you have? Like, is it?
Oh, we strong. Trust me, baby. It was cool Matata, no worries. Put the number out there. Trust me, we Trump type.
Well, I wanted to get to know, the average number.
We got guys that they we got the ones. We got real police.
Yeah, of course you do.
You just can't. I ain't at the point now where you can walk up to me. Hey man, we do security down here, man. I was wondering if you got security for your show. Yes. Well, you didn't look for nobody. No.
They do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same with artists.
Yeah.
Security people fly a chase. New artists fly a chase.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just,
so what's
you have to understand all of that.
So what's the media attention you're going to have at the fest?
Well, with me now, because I've done it so long and the relationships that I have, I said Jeremy Pierre, JP, who's like the hottest news anchor.
Yeah, he is.
He hosted my event the last 2 years. Stan Bell, who is like an iconic figure on the radio. Stan's gonna be there. So I just like people come because of the relationship. And then you gotta understand a lot of times people like Stan and stuff, people like George's music. People love that. Church people, gospel people, preachers and stuff, they love Calvin's music. It's love, you know what I'm saying? Athletes. So they'll say, hey man, I want to come to the show, we just want to pay for our spot. We want to be over here with just my people.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of that. And then everybody knows Bobby Rush. Black, white.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Bobby come in. I got to come in. Bobby,
yeah.
You know, I'm saying, man, Miss Low, man. So I'm saying it's about the relationships. And then I'm getting a lot of calls and a lot of people who may not necessarily follow Calvin or George because of the stigma of blues.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, I don't like that. But you got Chrisette Michelle coming? I don't believe that. But the thing is, when they hear George and Calvin, that ain't really, that's good.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get into just labeling stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I want to bring to you guys' attention that you brought 2 tickets on the show today.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I brought those 2 tickets, but that was one she made me do that. I didn't give it to her. I didn't just come in here and say, here you go, you 2. Nah, hey. When you come, you got to bring some tickets. You got to do this. You and Marlena coming. I got to have something to give away. So
I got 2 tickets to give away to 2 special guests that's on the show today. So what I'm going to do is the first person that inboxed me.
Okay, where y'all at?
First person that inboxed me on social media has 2 tickets to the Soul Blues Mega Fest.
Calvin Richardson, King George, Bobby Rush, Chrisette Michelle, Justin, Billy D, Bree Wooten, Jay Lake, whole lot more. The Cuz Band.
Nice.
Cuz Band, man. My boys up in the Delta.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out, should I have done it with one person win 2 tickets or 2 special people get a ticket?
How you do it the way
you know what? I think I like what you just said because I want to spread the joy. Yeah. So the first 2 people that inbox me, you have 1 ticket apiece. So we got 2 tickets. We're trying to make it fair.
Come on.
So
this is the show.
See, that's what Marlena good.
Yeah.
Look,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man,
yes.
George, Calvin Richardson. Oh goodness, I was there last year and that shirt came off.
Woo, Lord. So this is gonna be my first time at the show. I'm ready.
There.
Oh God! So I can't wait. I can't wait.
You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
See, I got hot now. I was sweating. It was out there inside. Took my shirt off. Somebody told me, Dad, put your shirt back on. Well, my daughter would say, Dad, oh man, nobody will see that.
Oh my God!
I'm excited. This will be my first time seeing Mr. Bobby Rush perform.
Me too.
Really?
Me too. My first time.
I've seen
all these years.
Yeah.
Out of all these years, 70 plus years.
Oh my goodness!
And you never
I'm with you on that. It's my first time. Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna get it. Y'all about to get it.
Listen,
y'all about to get it, man.
Listen, I'm gonna have to pull up and say, look, we're gonna have to share this moment together.
Come find me.
Yeah.
If you at this show and you don't enjoy this show, you gotta be mentally ill. My stage said a lot of people walk around with some mental illness.
Yeah. So let's talk about your goals. You know, when you do these events, what's the ultimate goal? The feeling you want people to have? Is there a message in the middle of the show? You know, that you want them to leave with?
Yeah. For me, the message from me is it ain't really about the artists are gonna do what they do, and a lot of the artists that I work with, all of them, that the ones I work closely with, take pride and passion in what they do on stage because it's their life, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a part-time job. For me, this is all I've done for a very long time. So my ultimate goal is to just spread more who I am. And thank you for having me come on here. And I really thank God for this because a lot of people that didn't know me or thought they knew me or may have heard my name know me a little bit better now.
Yeah.
So my goal is I like to see people happy. I like to see people having fun. I don't like confrontation. I don't like confusion. But the ultimate goal for me at my age now is to retire and leave a legacy for my kids and for my grandson. You know, and the way that I can do that, a legacy can be good or can be bad. You know, if you think about, say, Al Capone, when you hear that name, you automatically think, ooh, violence. he has a legacy. His name will never die.
Right. But it was known for.
When you hear Martin Luther King or Medgar Evers, what you hear? Peace.
Yeah.
Let's be together. So for me, it's the same in the music. Music is about a message and a legacy. Music is the only language that everybody in the world understands. You got artists that go here. I've been overseas with Calvin, with Bobby, with Glenn Jones, Regina Bell. Regina Bell was like God in South Africa. And we couldn't understand people. So we be thinking, oh, they speak African. Nah, you got different languages within these countries. Some people speak Swahili. Some people speak French, a version of French, Spanish. And we say, oh, they speak in African because we don't understand them. But when that music starts, you know what I'm saying? Everybody understands the music.
That's true.
They may not understand the lyrics, but they understand the music and they get the message in the music. You know what I'm saying? So for me, those two things are most important for me. And then customer service. I want people to come to this show. I'm not just saying this is the big show. When you come see this quote unquote Southern Soul show, the production is there, the LED wall, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's using this stuff now, but it's how technically we on point. The sound is great. The setup is good.
Everything. $1 million show.
People can come out. People can come out, bring their lunches, their grills, their tents. The vendors are there.
That's what I was going to talk to you about. So people can bring their tents, their grills. Is there a fee to be in the field with all of this?
I got certain guys and certain people that like to be in certain areas. Yeah. So I'm not going to let the people that's buying a general admission ticket come and get here when somebody's paying for this spot. You can't just come and get up next to them. You ought to understand that.
I understand it.
I'm not just saying you or anybody. As a consumer. If you don't, and so be it. You just have to have something to complain about.
Yeah, but see, this is a yearly thing. These people come from all over the
RV. So some people.
Well, we're talking about the new people that's not really familiar with it.
Well, but here's the thing for me. I'm giving an example. I had a person that wants to vend. Well, do they have? They gonna buy from us? You gonna make them buy? No. I mean, I'm charging you a small vendor fee. I'm taking all the risks to get the people there. So it's up to you to sell your product. It ain't up to me. If your food ain't good, that ain't my fault.
Well, right. Business, you got all these people here. Right. You can't get people.
Right. So you're gonna pay us.
Well, my thing is this: when you pull up your truck to any other place, you have to pay, or you're giving them a portion of.
Well, but then here's the thing: some people say, "Well, they don't let them bring food down there." I do because that's the way it started. So for me, one of the successes of it and the promotion of it is the fact that, hey, I've had people come up to me over the years and say, when I moved to Oakland and then I went to Jackson, when are you coming back? We plan our family reunion around this event.
Oh, wow.
So I had one friend that I've known a long time. She said to me, D, I can do this. And my brother and them can do this. And they come from Chicago. We got so many family members that can't afford to go nowhere in the summer. So it's a regular scheduled program for them. So for us, we bring this portion of the family to them. And we all get together and we enjoy each other once a year. So sometimes we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
Sure do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you walk today, I always tell people that one of my favorite songs is Walk a Mile in My Shoes.
But it goes back to what you said about it's not about the money all the time. It's about the relationship.
No, so see, I'm not going to be worried about charging people for cooking their own meat.
Right.
You know? Just when I come by the grill, give me a rib. You know what I'm saying? It's about the experience to me. To stand up on stage
and see all your people.
A video, a Zoom, what is that thing? The drone video, and see all of these beautiful black people together. Having
it's an amazing sight.
To me, that's amazing.
It is.
And we don't have to go to Essence or LA or to Chicago to experience that. We can get this right here in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
And honestly, as you were talking, I was thinking like, man, Mississippi we need our own Hall of Fame type of, because we got a lot of great people that came from here.
Well, yeah, and you got like B.B. King and stuff, but that's one of the goals for Stamps and Marlena and them, and one of them is to brand. Mississippi is where the Southern Soul started.
But think of all the music, blues.
So in Mississippi,
other cities may have claimed it. But we're the originators.
Right.
We had rock and roll.
But the thing is, blues has gotten its credit. Rock and roll has gotten its credit. Even gospel to a certain extent. Jazz has Southern Soul. Only Southern Soul Awards you have are the local ones that people put together in their areas. So what's to a credit to it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You really you only hear a couple of these artists on big stations.
Oh, okay.
No, really. Like you know what I'm saying?
So shout out on the big station.
Shout out to those again, like with Calvin, anybody long Charles they played, but like with Calvin, he's really an R&B singer. So you will hear his songs in certain areas that you may not hear of some other music, because there are people that really don't even know what Southern Soul is. I had a guy just told me last week he does the Soul Train cruise. He said, I didn't even know, it was just 4 years ago, I even knew what Southern Soul was.
Right.
Didn't know anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The stations like 90.1. We play
thanks to that. Thanks to those stations and to the promoters that are doing it. Everybody that's doing it, man, and working hard and trying to do it the right way. The Blues All Right guys, the Southern Soul Music Festival tour, Joe Black, John Ray, John Reed, myself, Miss Hughes up in Greenwood, Sario, the Delta Blues Festival, Craig Smacks Harris, Ollie Christine. These people are keeping this music relevant and it's spreading because of the work these people.
I want to say something about the way music is presented. Like I was in Oklahoma, right? We didn't have a 90.1. We didn't have a station just for soul music. And those people there, they come from Mississippi, Chicago, Alabama, North Carolina, all that, and or Atlanta. But what I'm saying is that I've always said, even being in the radio industry there's no music like Mississippi music.
Well, and then here's the thing, again, with the emergence and the change of radio. Radio now, these people don't really give a damn about what you play on the radio. They care about selling advertising. So if you have a small group of people, black people in a certain area, and there are a small number of black businesses in this area, the media is going to cater to the businesses because they stay in business by selling advertising and about what you're playing on the music, on the radio, the music you play. So here you got it, Mississippi butts up to Louisiana, Alabama and Mississippi butts up to Florida, North Florida. Then you go up north, you got Tennessee, North Mississippi, and Arkansas that connect together. Right over there, 60 miles away, you go across from Colorado, Mississippi, you in Alabama. You got a huge gang of black people. You go up 55 and you butt into the Missouri Boot Hill, where you got cross out of Dyersburg, Tennessee, over to Blytheville, Arkansas, and right across the bridge, you're in Carruthersville, Missouri. There are a large number of black people in these areas.
Right.
So it makes sense for this music to be big in these areas. And who's bigger than the state of Texas? You know what I'm saying? But back to the arts. We're talking about Southern Soul, right?
Right.
If you want your music to be global, or you want to go to Seattle, like they just say the Blues All Right went to LA and California stuff. Well, that's largely in part to Georgia's relationship with the rappers, with Snoop Dogg and Too Short, with social media. So how do you capitalize off that? You know what I'm saying? How do you capitalize off that to build your brand? You know what I'm saying? So it's all about branding and stuff. And again, it goes back to the business model. When things change, you got to change with it. I don't know how to do a lot of stuff on social media, but I was on social media way back in MySpace days.
I had a MySpace.
I got so much content. I got videos with people that not even living no more. Sugarfoot from Ohio Players, Bobby Bluebland, and I wasn't trying to do it.
Yeah.
I just had a friend named Marcus Walton to say, "Hey man, you talk good. These people like you. They'll talk to you. I'm gonna film you while you talking."
Yeah.
And I just have that gift to be able to get to people that don't really even deal with people.
Well, you guys, you have been educated. You have learned and heard so much, all the connections. Miss Marlena, do you have anything else you want to add?
I need people to know, definitely come to the Mega Fest on May 26th. But before that, on April the 3rd, tune into the
Lounge, baby, 4 p.m.
Your host, Marlena and Danny Boy.
Bobby Rush.
WMPR 90.1. You can catch us on the social medias, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, The Lounge Radio. And we will have the 3-time Grammy winning Mr. Bobby Rush and Miss Lowe.
Miss Lowe. Lowe is going to be talking about her new record.
She has.
Classy lady.
Oh my
nominated for a Grammy.
Oh
okay. She's going to have to join me.
Yeah.
That's what we have coming up. And just stay tuned. Thank you for having us here. I've enjoyed it.
No problem. I've enjoyed it. But also what I want to put out there is that a lot of people don't support each other's platform. And the reason why when you ask me, you say, "Hey, is it okay for me to mention?" I say, "Yeah," because at the end of the day, we have to support each other. Right. It's not as long as I stand and it's all about Madcap Podcast, I would never grow because I'm not being open armed to my sister or brother about what they're doing. Absolutely. So I want to encourage everyone out there that's doing a podcast or a radio show or whatnot. Do not be standoffish. Do not, have any support for your brother and sister to where you can't congratulate them and be open arms to their show and invite, because we can't control who listens to what. Yeah. There's enough ears for all of us.
That's the mentality that I can't do it, that I don't want to support you. Guess what?
Somebody else
watching. Listening to everything. There is no exclusiveness.
Yeah. The key word in your statement is platform. If you Google it, Webster says that it's meant to elevate, to raise up. Mm-hmm. So you're not elevating anybody if you can't help it.
Right.
So, and speaking of that, I don't even know this cat, but I'm doing it because I work with Stacey Adams and I work with Craig and Bree Woo because they're my friends. Tomorrow night at Trios.
Oh, at Trios.
Trios. I don't even know the guy that owns the show. I don't even know the guy that's doing the book, but y'all be at Trios tomorrow night. Boston Blues, Stacey Adams will be performing his new single, I'll Beg, and Bree Woo, that woman in the middle who is taking Southern Soul
to a whole nother level.
Yeah, just been out 7 months.
Yeah, you know the owner of Trios.
I don't know him. So
I don't know him. I haven't met him.
He was in the rap group back in the 90s as well, but he owns Trios.
Well, if he's a 90s rapper, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down with
you. If I'm not mistaken, but I'll get you there.
I need to find out.
He owns Trios, and then that's where the show will
be. Yeah, the show will be there tomorrow night. And also shout out to the artist that I work with, Cecily Wilborn, who's doing real well. Mm-hmm. Red Cup Blues, go get it. Mm-hmm. A Southern Man, go get it, which is a big song right now. And Pastor Marcus Newsom and the Newsom.
If y'all got Apple Music, y'all know what time it is.
Shout out to my homeboys, Ken Spirituals. Yeah.
So last minute, what we're gonna do is give the time frame for the Soul Blues Mega Fest, time frame for Trio, and then tell people how they can follow you.
I don't exactly know the time for Trios. I'm just doing this because the artist that I work with.
Okay.
Usually, I would say 7, 8.
Yeah.
I know there's a book sign and there's a few things going on.
Okay.
Definitely check the Instagram, the Trios Jackson. And you can get more information there.
But for the Mega Fest, you can go online at eventbrite.com. And I got to shout out my sponsors, man. My little brother, D Hill on keys. Okay. Who's the musical director for Cassette Michelle and Nesby.
Okay.
He brought his uncle and his uncle's business partner in to help sponsor this. Power Grid Professionals.
Wow.
Power Grid Professionals all over the world. Southern Flames, and again, D Hill on keys, and of course, everybody that supports me, man, to the artists, to Calvin, my boss man, my brother, my friend, to George, my dude, to Bobby, who's been like, let me tell you a story about Bobby
Go
Rush.
ahead.
I met Bobby Rush back when I was at Rush College.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember him as a kid living in Ida B. Wells housing project. My man and my mom lived in Chicago. Bobby Rush and there was a man named Purvis Spann who had a radio station. He and Bobby were in the radio business together.
Mm-hmm.
Purvis Spann had that old cock out. We call it cock out. They used to come to the hood and give out bikes and toys and just stuff in the hood. And there's a gentleman in Illinois who was a congressman by the name of Bobby Rush. So we would be like, but I would see Bobby. He had the long, good wavy hair.
Jerry curl.
And I run away Jerry curls.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
mom was white.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll hear about that.
In the book. Yeah.
So, but anyway, but when I came to Rush College back in the mid '80s, they would say we'll have a blues and gospel festival. Well, I'm in the gospel group. I'm like, oh, this don't go together. Do I need? Because I'm ignorant to the business, not knowing that it's all entertainment. So they would have us to play. I'm in school at Rush, but we would perform on the blues and gospel festival. But Bobby Rush and Lynn White had these big, pretty legs. She's a blues singer. She's a preacher now, but Lynn White was a blues singer. She would wear the long skirt with the big legs. But Bobby would come out and he had the cape. No, he would wear the cape and the Elvis Presley suit and the dances and stuff, and it fascinated me. And I walked up to him one year and I said, I remember you. You're from Chicago. He's like, yeah. But his memory is so good. He never forgot me from Rush College. So when I started doing this back in '99 and stuff, I went to a show. I walked up to him, hey, man.
He knew exactly who.
He didn't know my name, but he remembered me.
Yeah, you can't forget a face.
Like, yeah, man, blah. We've been friends ever since. And we've been close friends because he has showed me and taught me a lot about the business. He's been there with me through my ups, through my downs. He's seen me fail, tried to make this work. He always supported me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of love for Bobby. There's some artists, a lot of artists I work with, some I love. And, besides Calvin, that's my brother. And some others, Keith is my dog, and Joe Burke is my man, but Bobby Rush has a special place in my heart. Willie Clayton and I close, TK and I. And, I want to shout out a lot of these young artists, LPJ, Squirt Kelly, Marcellus the singer, who I think is cool. A lot of these, Jason Nate. I'm just
now watch he say Arthur Young, because that's who he been saying.
Trail ride.
I ain't really just cool with Arthur, but I met him. But I just like his song.
He gives
I like his
energy.
I like his vibe.
Yeah.
Jeter Jones. And
of
course, it's Stacey Adams.
Speaking of Jeter, I tell everybody, Jeter was the first person that I had on my podcast. I remember coming out the radio station, and I tell everybody this story. Coming out the radio station, I left Bobby Eaton's station and started to do my podcast. And I told Jeter, I said, I know I'm supposed to interview you on the radio, but I left and I'm starting my podcast. I said, but I still want to have you as a guest. And he said, what's your last name? I said, Jones. He said, what's my last name? I said, Jones. He said, well, we're going to stick together. And so we did the podcast, got like 3,000 views on it, and it's just been
man, just shout out to all these young artists. And I'm telling y'all, Calvin Richardson, the BMG label, his nephew, Justin, Billy D, singing brothers come from dropping these new records. I can't wait. Justin got a record so bad. I wish I could sing. I was in the gospel group trying to sing. I wish I could sing. If I could sing, y'all had to drag me. Y'all had to call an ambulance. Because these boys got some dope records. Calvin Richardson dropping a new single in the next few weeks, in about a month or whatever. So it's a lot of exciting things that's happening now with this music, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And if I missed anybody that I've worked with, Miss Jody, I love you. Like I'm shouting everybody out, man.
Yes.
Because I'm about happiness, and I want this to grow. To all the DJs that play it, to the promoters, Yolanda, everybody that keep it going. That's what's up.
So to support you guys, make sure you share. Please share so we can make sure as many people are getting the message. Also, tell us ways we can follow you.
You can follow me at Danny Lewis. I got like 3 or 4 different pages. My Danny Boy fan page. I'm on TikTok now. Thanks, Marlena was like, you got all this content, man. You expect your game. I'm looking at my phone like, what I do next? How I do this?
Just share it.
Yeah, just share it. So,
you know they're about to take TikTok down.
Yeah, well, I'm there now. So yeah. Take it down. You don't see it.
Until they take it down.
Yeah, but then I'm on.
And you got your YouTube.
Yeah, my YouTube. I got lots of YouTube. My Danny Boy 1265 on Instagram. And you can call me 901-355-7318. That's 901-355-7318.
Oh, they've been to blow you up.
901-355-7318. They've been to blow you. I got 100-mile radius for tickets. If you buy a ticket, you don't like Cash Apping and Zelling and putting your card up, you buying enough tickets, I'll bring them to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
They pulling up.
Hey, and I'm telling you.
With security.
Early bird tickets are almost gone. Oh, yeah. Oh, you ain't finna get it. Hey, don't get it twisted now. I got them heaters. Don't think you gonna
don't get burnt, y'all.
Yeah, don't think you gonna get me like they do with people with the car. No, you're gonna meet me in a well-lit area.
Yeah.
The police gonna know I'm there. I'm sharing my location
That's
with
right.
6 people. And it's gonna be there, right there with the ticket.
Oh no, that's right.
But hey, Sunday, May 26th, you can go on eventbrite.com.
No, I just think let's see here. I think because we've been on so long. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn it towards me for right now.
Okay. I don't talk you out there.
Okay, guys. We're going to talk about the ways you can follow. Like I said, you can follow him on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Miss Marlena. Where can they follow you?
Yeah, so definitely follow the lounge on the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But also Marlena Wright. You'll see me. You'll see my face on all those channels: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram as well.
Okay, so. Everyone, this is the end of the show. I am your girl, DJ Pressure. This is Felicia's Madcap Podcast. You want to get back in the camera?
Yeah, hey, get those tickets. Early bird tickets are almost gone. Go online at eventbrite.com or you can call 901-355-7318. It's King George, Bobby Russ, Chrisette Michelle, whole lot more, and the Prince of Soul, Calvin Richardson. The man with the voice of gold. His name is Calvin Richardson. That's my homie, the Prince of Soul. Sunday, May 26th, y'all. It's the big show, the Mega Fest, baby.
Okay, so with that being said, you guys, like I said, y'all can follow me, Instagram, Facebook. I am your girl, DJ Pressure. This is Felicia's Madcap Podcast. We're making a difference. Can apply pressure. I love y'all, and y'all have a good evening. Oh, by the way, my first winner is Ted. Ted, you got one ticket. Ted, DJ.
See you at the
He's
show.
in Mississippi.
Duck Hill. Ted from Duck Hill. You set that up.
No.
Ted from Duck Hill.
See you at the show, Ted. Congratulations.
Okay, see y'all.